I mean, they really set the energy for our talks. Thank you so much. We are so blessed with this musical team that we have. Oh, I found a penny. You know, the universe doesn't know the difference. That's between a penny and the lottery. Maybe a little bit. So, anyway, so I'm so happy you're all here today. So our overall theme for today is, what are you investing in? Okay, are you investing in garbage? What are you investing into your energy? And look at this. I am possible, or are you impossible? Look at that guy. He knows he's going. He's jumping for it. He's going for it. He knows he can go there. Let go of the impossible and know the possible. So, listen, believe you can, and you're halfway there. You know, I was listening to their song about, just say what you feel and stuff. Sometimes that's not a good idea. I'm just saying. Sometimes you have to zip it, and just hold it in your heart and go, I know I'm right and they're wrong. But feel it in your heart, okay? All right, so I love this. I had to put this picture in front of you. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, but never give up. Right? That's it. Show up, but never give up. We are each this divine being. There's nothing to give up over. So, you might not be able to read this. So, where attention goes, energy flows. So what if you took 1 minute, this one right now, to just sit in gratitude for everything you have, where you are, what you've learned, how you thrive, who you are, all the ways you are fortunate, all the love you've given and received. Feel it, breathe it, let yourself be anchored in this beautiful, imperfect moment. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you all to close your eyes, and I'm going to read part of this, and I want you to really feel that love within yourself, that divine energy, okay? So, right now, just sit in gratitude for everything you have, where you are, what you've learned, how you thrive, who you are, all the ways you are fortunate, all the love you've given and received. Feel it, breathe it. Let yourself be anchored in this beautiful, perfect moment. Okay, come back. I hope you felt that. I hope you really felt that deep inside. You are liquid love in physical bodies, wanting more than life itself, because it is life itself. To adore the vessel, that's you, through which this source energy flows. You are God, you are source, you are creator. So think about that. Each one of you are this unique divine aspect of God. That energy that you felt when we did that, when we closed our heart, that is your power. That is where you need to focus on that, knowing that what you claim is possible. So I love this. What is the most important subject to learn in life? To learn to love. That's it. That is it. So the ripple effect is, when we invest in love, peace, and abundance within, we radiate it outward. We radiate it outward. So, what are you investing in? Are you investing in that love, that peace, that abundance within, and radiating it outward? That's what we're here for. We're here to feel that, to be that. So miracles are simply love in action. So be that miracle. Be that joy. See that. Let people feel your energy when you walk into that room like that little girl did. Just let them feel that and be that, because that is who you are. That's truly who you are. So, and when you choose the love of your life, I hope you choose you. Choose yourself, right? Because it starts right here. Choose that. And if you take one thing with you today, let it be this. You are incredible, strong, courageous, kind, loved, worthy, and truly one of a kind. Start living like you believe it, because you are. I look around and I see all this magnificence, this beauty, these unique beings, but we're all part of one. I want you to think about the globe being a puzzle. All these unique pieces. Some you might not be crazy about, but they need to be there for us to be one. We are one. We are all unique, but we are all one. So, come on, inner peace. I ain't God all day. So, we're now on to part 2. So, buckle up, buttercups. It's Reverend William.
I didn't turn my mic on. Oh, beautiful. Hello, everybody. Now we're on round 2 of this 3-part series. I love these weekends where the three of us talk, because we form that triangle, and there's no stronger structure in the universe than a triangle. There's no wobble, there's no uneasy base. It's all perfect. No matter what the angles are, we all fit together. So, what am I investing in? That's been happening a lot lately. In fact, it's been happening my entire life. What do I invest in? When I was a child, it used to be waking up at 6 o'clock before my parents did, because I was on restriction. I wasn't allowed to watch TV, so I'd sneak in that little bit of cartoons on Saturday morning, ever so slightly. Maybe that's where my hearing loss came from. But it's, what am I investing in? How do I become better? And let's see here. Where will I put my time? Every single day, every one of us has 24 hours in a day. Not 25, not 23, but 24. And it's, what are we doing? What are we investing in? There's so many opportunities for things to distract us, to get us, to derail us off of what we originally wanted in that morning. Whether it be the TV, whether it be our friends, whether it be, hey, I'm going out to dinner. Whatever it is, it's, what am I investing my time in? Where do I put it? Then, what is my exchange rate? There's always an exchange rate. If I'm giving my time out to something, as opposed to what I really want to be doing, what is it costing me? Have you ever reflected on that? What is going out with my friends on a Friday night? What is it costing me? The exchange rate is, I wake up Saturday feeling, oh, Jiminy Cricket, I should not have done that. I won too many. Or went out dancing and boy, my feet hurt. Whatever the case, whatever we do, there's always an exchange rate of what we experience from what we want to do mentally. Going from that mental picture of what we want to experience in life, there's always a physical response, because we go from the ethereal mental attitude of spirit and we bring it down into the relative of this human experience. So what am I going to invest in? My time. That's wonderful. Where will I put my spiritual coin? And I love that. You prove something. I put down a few pennies throughout the sanctuary this morning, and I wanted to see who picked it up. Oh, wait a minute. There's one right there. Oh, my spiritual coin. What am I telling the universe? Every day I'm walking through parking lots and things like that. And when I'm with my significant other, I'm like, oh, there's a penny. Or more importantly, she goes, oh, there's a penny. Pick it up for me. Because I just had my nails done. I don't want to get them messed up. But really, talk about spirituality and spiritual coin in the relative world. Talking about a lowly penny. Week in, week out, we talk about what we want to experience, what we're telling the universe. And every single week, the three of us are up here talking about Spirit is always listening. There's not a moment where Spirit is not listening to us. So when we say something to ourselves as mundane as, oh, there's a penny, oh, I'm not going to pick it up. I'm not going to pick it up. You just told the universe you don't want to experience prosperity. Spirit doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1 million. Okay? So when we walk around and see something and we're not willing to we think that we're too good. Oh, that penny's below me. Now, if it was $100, I'd pick that up, right? But a penny. But again, Spirit doesn't know the difference. So where is your spiritual coin? What is the exchange rate? When I start to invest in my spirituality, the exchange rate is what I used to be. So concerned about what's happening in the world. Like Dr. Laura said, what's on the TV? What's going on? It shouldn't matter what's going on in the rest of the world. And the reason why I say this is because, again, week in and week out, we teach here that you are the pinnacle of your own life. You create your reality. It's not created by Fox or CNN or Cheers. It's created by your willingness to see the divinity that you are and know that your thoughts matter, every single one of them. So the exchange rate, when I become and use and invest in my spiritual coin, the relative life of lack and limitation dissipates. That is the exchange rate. Again, what am I investing in? Through this talk, you may be thinking to yourself, where are there avenues or parts of your life where you can look and reflect upon, what am I truly investing in? Where will I put my faith? That's a big one. Will I put my faith into a philosophy like this that is an open and accepting faith? I don't call it a religion. It's a philosophy because I know that each and every one of us have come from some sort of faith or some sort of religion. We do not say, forsake that foundation. I will not forsake my foundation, but I will build upon my foundation. And this philosophy is where I create my structure, my house of worship, which is right in here, which is this building. I invest my time, talent, and treasures to this place so that this place can continue to inspire and enthrall those around me. Week in and week out. Please stand up if you're here for your first time. We do that week in and week out, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, because we're bringing our friends. Or better yet, maybe you've come here on your own accord because, again, like Dr. Laura said, we are divinely guided to a place to enrich us because Spirit, regardless if this is your philosophy or not, Spirit is always there, and you're always drawn or driven to a higher purpose, a higher reality, a higher consciousness. What is the exchange rate? It's simple. I let go of all the relative that I see within this world, and I know that all I need is my faith in Spirit, that I know that I am the only one to create my reality. There's many realities, and believe me, I love to look at them all. Some I go, ooh, I'm getting inspiration from that. I'll take a little bit of that. And then others I go, ooh, I am so happy I'm no longer investing my time like that. But it keeps me in check. I'm sure that each and every one of you have done kind of the same thing, kind of gauging where we are in the relative. But when I put my faith into spirit, the exchange rate is I lose the relativity of just what's around me. There is an exchange rate. What are you willing to exchange for your faith, for your knowingness, for your reality that you are perfect just the way that you are? Now buckle up, Buttercup, and enjoy the ride.
Oh my gosh. So being number 3, you run a huge risk of repeating. Huge risk. And for some reason this time I was a little more concerned about it. And so I thought, well, when in doubt, talk about yourself, because they're not going to be talking about you. So I'm beginning with this. The Transformational Adventures of Dr. Dale. Thank you. Today's adventure is how the cosmic 2x4 woke me up to see what I wasn't investing in. How many of you know what the cosmic 2x4 is? Anybody heard of that concept? Just a couple. Okay. So we have this saying or this idea in, I don't know if it's just Science of Mind or other New Thought communities or whatever, or anybody in general. It's that when you're not paying attention, you need to be paying attention in your life, something happens, comes out of nowhere to smack you across the face, and you go, oh my God, what just hit me? And it wakes you up to see something very important for you in your spiritual journey. And so I had that happen in the last couple of weeks, and as the universe made it happened when our talk title was, what are you investing in? And that's very interesting because when we set up our talk titles, we don't know. We're kind of like going, oh yeah, that sounds good. But every once in a while, you have an experience, and it might be unpleasant, and it wakes you up to understand your talk a little bit better. So here's what happened to me. So a couple of weeks ago, I found myself in a little situation. And I got all full and mighty with myself. I was so right about my viewpoint. I felt like everybody else was wrong, I was right. And you know how that goes. I think you just talked about it. But I wasn't silent about it. I talked about it, and I was standing on principle. And this is the way it's supposed to be, blah, 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 blah. And the situation got resolved a little, but not to the satisfaction of my ego. No. My ego was still pissed. I carried that. Thank you, Dr. Laura. I carried that investment of energy into my anger and my righteousness. I carried it around. I felt terrible. I felt sick to my stomach, but I wasn't letting that go because I was right, and I needed to stand in that investment. And the more I invested in that, the sicker I felt, the more constricted I felt, the more not at ease I felt. It was awful. So every morning, one of my spiritual practices is sitting at my little desk and journaling. So one morning I opened up my journal and, I'm so mad about all this still. So mad about this, and I was right, nobody listened to me, and And here comes that cosmic 2x4, whacked me right on the head. And who was holding that cosmic 2x4 but Big Dale? Big Dale decided to drop in while I was journaling, and she says, are you kidding me, Dr. Dale? Are you kidding me? Look at how you are investing your energy. You're really negative. You're feeling self-righteous. You're uptight. This is not who you are. And I had a moment, and I fell apart. And I started crying my eyes out. I started sobbing. No, it's a good thing. I don't cry a lot, you guys. I know. You think I do, right? I seem all sensitive. I don't cry a lot. I wish I did, because it feels so good. It clears you out. It moves your energy around and it opens up space. And so I just sat there and I let myself cry. And what was so interesting is I realized that all that uptightness, all that self-righteousness was not even about the situation that brought me to that point. Because what came forward for me was a whole lot of grief, a whole lot of fear about how the world is changing, how I'm changing, how things are just not what they used to be, how what used to matter doesn't. And I realized how I was taking myself so darn seriously. I mean, it was a takedown of ego of the highest proportions. But that 2x4 knew what it was doing. That big deal, man, she's smart, like your big Laura. And so I let myself fall apart. And boy, did it feel good, because it opened me up to seeing something about the investment of my energy. What a mistake I was making by just plugging more and more energy into something that was totally a mental construct. There was no reality. It wasn't real. It was just my own little personal place to fortress up, because I didn't want to look at what was going on inside of me. We do that a lot. We think things are about this outer thing, but it's something inside of ourselves that's not comfortable. And we don't want to look at it because it hurts. And so that was my realization, and a very big, big learning experience about how I was investing in my energy. Whew. When I stopped investing my energy in negativity and fear, my mind got really quiet. That's one thing about being aware of your energy. When you've got too much static, too much frustrations, when you let that go, things get really quiet. And what happened for me is the space opened up for love to rise to the surface, because that's what I was left with. After I realized what was going on inside of me, what I was investing in, I realized what needed to be invested in was love, because that heals everything, clears it up, and quiets the mind. Meister Eckhart says, to the quiet mind, all things are possible. One thing that we talked about, and both my beloveds just spoke to it, when we are mindful about how we're investing our energy, and we're investing in positivity and spirit and love, anything is possible, just like that graphic we started with. I'm possible. Anything's possible because my mind is clear and quiet, and I don't have all this conditioning, all these experiences that have left me thinking I'm less than. They're gone. They're gone, and my mind can be quiet, and then I can create, because I'm investing in something higher, a higher frequency, love. So my encouraging idea for you is to get involved in conscious investing, because it really is all about energy management, right? We are in a time and place that I am so excited about in our world, where people, everybody, no matter who they are, people know about energy. They get it. When they say, ooh, she's got bad energy or she's got good energy, people know what you're talking about, whether they're spiritual or not. It's something that's in the collective, and I love it, because that means something. People get it. So really, this is all about consciously investing and being aware of what you're investing, like Dr. Laura and Reverend Williams. How are you managing your energy? How are you managing your thoughts, really? And one thing you will hear here every single Sunday, every single Sunday, both Dr. Reverend William, is my mic just like really going in and out here? Okay. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you. Okay. What you'll hear here every Sunday are two things, and I say them so frequently in my own life and to others. We remind you to be aware. Be aware. Never fall asleep, because we have a tendency to just fall asleep and go on automated pilot and keep creating things that don't work for us. But because we're sleeping, we're not aware. So we teach you, wake up, be aware. You don't want a cosmic 2x4, trust me. You don't want that. You want to do it on your own, where you can say, wow, I'm aware. Oh my God, I see what I'm investing in. And it's also about your divine nature, knowing who you are as this divine nature, right? This divine being that is unlimited. When you're aware and you know who you are golden. And that's what we're here to teach you. And be aware of what you're investing your energy in. Your energy is your most valuable currency, so spend it wisely, right? If your energy was worth something in dollars, you'd be a whole lot more careful with how you were spending it, right? Instead of just spending it without any thought, spending it on things that have no rate of exchange, that's not worth something to you. What you give your attention to grows. So choose to invest what nourishes your soul and not what drains it. That's the key. How often do we invest in people or things that are not fulfilling, right? Most of us do it just, unconsciously. But now's the time to really ask ourselves, I'm feeling kind of off when I'm with that person. Why am I investing so much of my energy? The rate of exchange, thank you, Reverend William, for that. The rate of exchange is not worth it for me. So we really have to be consciously investing, aware of how you're investing that energy. When our energy is invested in that which makes us feel constricted and fearful, sometimes we live with that. We need to stop. We do not need to live in constriction and fear. That is not our natural state of being. But when we do, we close ourselves off to the flow of divine, creative, loving energy. And you know what? We need that now. We need to live in our divine, creative, loving energy. That is how we change everything, beginning with us. That energy is life-affirming. That energy is rich. That energy will make you happy, healthy, and whole. That energy is your innate life force. And we should be living and investing in that, rather than the distractions that don't feel good. So the choice to invest in fear or love. My fear and love people out there, they're always reminding me, Dale, it's about fear or love. I hear you guys, here's your slide. The choice to invest in fear or love. So the question is, are we going to invest in fear of uncertainty? Because that's a lot of our fear. If we don't know what's coming up, if we don't know what the world's going to look like, if we don't know, that creates a lot of fear. But guess what? And I know I've said it here many times, you've never known where you're going. None of us do. It's all a big mystery, and we kind of live into it moment by moment, making the best choices. But I know for me, when I choose love for what is possible, I don't care if I don't know. If I just know and live in love for what's possible and keep my energy there, invest in that, boy, good things happen. And it doesn't matter that I don't know, because that faith of knowing what's possible, tuning into that, is what's going to be coming in. So I love that this is an actual investment term. Those of you that are into investing, I am not into that whole financial investing thing. But there's this thing called ROI, return of investment, right? So we need to start thinking, is this your investments? Is this really what you want to receive? So if you're really not happy with what you're receiving in life, check your investment, because as Reverend William said, you're starting it. We're starting it. It doesn't happen haphazardly or out of nowhere. Our energy that we're putting out there, that we're investing, comes back to us. So if you don't like what's coming back to you, check your investment and what you're looking at, what you're putting your energy into. So what we invest our energy in reveals what we value. That's a pretty strong statement, right? But it does. For me, in my story I told you, I was investing in my self-righteousness. That was so important to me, to be right. And look where that got me. It got me in a real difficult, inner conflicted state, right? So what are your values? Go to that. Do you value love? Do you value peace, joy, connection with others? Invest in that if that's what you value, and you'll see more of it coming into your life, because that's where you're putting your energy. So it's important for us to question why we're investing our energy in people or situations, beliefs, etc., that are not uplifting. You know, I know a lot of times we say here, well, if you just pray it up, move your feet, you're good. I'm a little deeper than that. I think there's something to learn. So if our investments are not really life-affirming, look inside yourself. I did, and it broke me free of some stuff I didn't know I was holding on to. So take a moment and try to understand, question, why am I investing in that? What's going on inside of me that continually does these bad investments, right? If it was your money, you'd be asking yourself that, right? You'd be going, there goes my money, what am I doing wrong here? You'd be on it. Do this for yourself. Do this for yourself, because this is your life, and that's where it begins. So it's all about investing in spirit. I know I don't need to belabor this or explain it to you. You cannot go wrong if you invest in spirit, those qualities of spirit that you are. Put more of your energy in love, optimism, peace, joy, creativity. When you invest in that, the world blossoms for you. That's the greatest investment. So I'm leaving you with this. Imagine your energy as a precious currency and spend it where it brings meaning, connection, progress, and genuine joy. Let go gently of those people, patterns, or stories that drain you. Be mindful, be intentional. Choose again and again to invest your energy in ways that create a life you truly want to live. Every small mindful choice adds up to a powerful shift. It really does. Your days and your life are shaped by where you invest your energy. So choose wisely and let your energy build the future that you dream of. Thank you so much. Have a great Sunday. Woo.